Okay, this morning I will be talking about Treehouse of Horrors. Alright, Treehouse of Horror 1. I really liked Bad Dream House, but the two other segments weighed it down, in my opinion. Especially The Raven. It was kind of stupid. I know some people say it's the greatest segment, but but I don't agree. That was the lamest and kind of dumbest segment, in my opinion. Treehouse of Horror 2. That one I only liked for if I only had a brain. I didn't really like Lisa's story or the I kind of well actually I did kind of like the monkey paw, but it just wasn't as good as if I only had a brain. And Bart Zone, that one wasn't that scary. I know some people say it's the scariest of them all, but it's not. Treehouse of Horror 3. I like Clown Without Pity I kind of like Dial-Z for Zombie. I liked it for the whole killing Flanders thing. That was kind of funny. No, King Homer was the lamest of that year. Seriously, I didn't really find that one funny or scary. I mean, it was cute. It was just really cute, which is what most people say about it. Treehouse of Horror 4. Now, The Devil and Homer Simpson. That one was an okay segment. The only thing I liked about it was how not Lionel Hutz was in it, and he wasn't in it for a long time. Terror at 5.5 feet. Now that one made me scream at the end. You know, the whole decapitating Ned thing? That made me scream. Every time I watch it, it makes me scream. I don't care how many times I watch it, I still scream. Bart Simpson's Dracula I liked because it was funny. The only joke that was lame was the Pennsylvania joke. Okay, 5. Now 5 was the year I was really scared of for a long time. Shannon was a good segment. Just didn't, it was scary, so that's definitely good. Screw that. Time and Punishment I liked because it was funny. It wasn't really scary to me. Some people say Treehouse of Horror 5 and the Shannon is the scariest year of all. Especially since if you watch the Real Jim's new video, you'd see that he listed all 3 segments of that year in his video at different points, but he did list all 3 segments at one point. Okay, Nightmare Cafeteria. Oh wait, I skipped a story. Yeah, no, I didn't. Nightmare Cafeteria. Now that one always made me scream. At first it was because of the cannibalistic teachers. Now it's because of the ending scene. I find it kind of creepy how Bart's intestines were getting eaten by Santa's little helper. Treehouse of Horror 6. Now the first segment, like many people, I don't like it. I found it funny, just not scary. So I guess I kind of did like it for the hilarity, but not for anything else. Nightmare on Evergreen Terrace, like everyone, I found that one really good. It was kind of terrifying. Kinda, not the scariest of the segment. Well, actually, it was the scariest of all 3 segments. Now, with Homer Cubed, I was not really scared at all. Sure, the Real Gems gave me a little bit to maybe be scared of in his video, but I didn't find it scary when I watched it. I found it only a little bit lame. Treehouse of Horror 8? No, Treehouse of Horror 7? Sorry, I skipped a year. The Thing and I found very scary. Mainly because of Hugo. And a few other reasons, but mainly Hugo. The Genesis type, in my opinion, was super dumb. Why would they show that as a Halloween segment? That could have just been a regular old episode. Or it could have been part of an anthology episode, actually. And no, I don't include Treehouse of Horrors. I don't mean that's like an anthology episode for Treehouse of Horror. Citizen Kang, on the other hand, was a good segment for hilarity. I wish something like that actually did happen here in the U.S. Like we were gonna elect a president, but instead the president gets sucked up into space by aliens, and aliens take over. No, yeah, I'd like that better if that. I'm not gonna finish that sentence. Because I know there's a lot of Trump supporters out there, so I don't want to say my next line. Okay, Treehouse of Horror 8. The whole Mega Man was kind of good. I mean, it had the whole, you know, bat swinging thing or whatever. He said that was okay. The real Jim said, I mean. The only thing the mutants weren't that scary to me. Some people say the mutants are scary, some people don't. If you're one of the people who say they are, comment down below. Fly versus Fly really grossed me out. Especially when the fly thing ate Bart, the fly, with its body. It was kind of gross. It did terrify me because of that. Easy Bake Coven, that one was okay. Wasn't scary. Just really funny. Here's a Horror 9. Now, I love Hell to Pay. Hell to Pay was really good. The scary factor, not so much for it. But I did find it really funny. I didn't like how Homer tried to kill Bart, though. And I didn't like how he killed Moe and Apu, either. The Apu death was kind of scary, but it wasn't too scary. The Terror of Tiny Toon, now that I liked as well. I liked it for the itchy and scratchy factor. And how they tried to kill Bart. That was kind of cool. It wasn't scary, but it was just hilarious. This year was only funny in my that year was only funny in my opinion. Because Starship Poopers was another funny segment. It didn't scare me. That year didn't have anything to scare me. Treehouse of Horror 10. Now that one had one of the scary segments in its own. I know what you diddly did was kind of scary. I mean, well, not even kind of scary. It was super scary. The Real Gem said it was because of the whole Ned Flanders werewolf thing, and that's the exact reason I got scared. The Flanders werewolf thing. I hated how he tried to kill Homer. That was scary. Well, not tried. Actually did kill Homer, as he says. Talking about the Real Gems again. Desperately Zeke and Xena. That was a lame segment, again. I know I keep using lame a lot, but that's the only word I can really think of for segments. I mean, it wasn't scary, nor was it really that funny. Life's a Glitch, Then You Die was a good segment for the hilarity. I mean, unlike the Real Gems, I didn't find the whole space scene scary. Only thing I really found scary was maybe Krusty's pacemaker trying to kill him. And that was only because it was kind of weird. Treehouse of Horror 11. Ghost Dad was not that scary in my opinion. It was kind of funny though. Now, scary tales can come true did scare the hell out of me. Especially with Goldilocks. A lot of people say that's the scariest scene, and I agree. Every time I watch it, I get freaked out about Goldilocks dying. And especially because she's getting eaten by the bears, unlike in the real story. Night of the Dolphin was one of my favorites. Some people say it's a bad segment, some say it's good. I say it's a good segment. I mean, I didn't find it scary per se. The dolphins made you think, and that's what it did for me. How Karen can be evil. That was what I found out about it. Now, Treehouse of Horror 12 had some good segments. Hex in the City, some people say it's kind of lame. Me, I say it's a good segment. I mean, I didn't like how Bart died in the segment, but other than that, it was a good segment. I mean, Marge getting turned into a blue creature and Lisa turned into a horse. That was weird. But it was strangely neat. House of Wax. Now that segment a lot of people like, and I'm one of them. That was a great segment. It had the greatest storyline, and the part where the machine was left off with Patty and Selma, and Selma with the remote in her breast, that was funny. Okay, no, a lot of people hate WizKids, and I'm one of them. I liked it a little, but like many people, I didn't find it. I found that it didn't really follow Harry Potter at all like it should have. Actually, it came out before Harry Potter, but still. It wasn't really that wizardy. Well, actually, it was pretty wizardy. Okay, anyways, Treehouse of Horror 13. The lamest segment in that year was Send in the Clones, in my opinion. So many people liked that segment, and I don't understand why. And sure, it's funny, but there's nothing really horrifying about it. The fright, the creep, and scare harms. Now that was a scary segment. That one had. Excuse me. Okay, sorry, I had a part. Okay, I'm sorry I said that on screen, but anyways. That one was funny in a way because I liked how they. Now, I agreed with. Now, if only the whole thing about banning gun control happened here. I know you people might not agree with that because guns are. Because you might say, hey, guns are necessary. If you're one of those people, comment below. Okay, anyways. Now, the island of Dr. Hibbert I found funny. I liked how all the characters turn into animals. I found each one fit them. Well, most of them. I liked how Chief Wiggum turned into a pig. That was funny. Now, Ralph as a peacock, on the other hand, that was kind of like, what? Why would he be a peacock? If you found that segment bad, comment or dislike. Just comment. Treehouse of Horror 14. None of the segments really scared me, except for maybe Frankenstein. Reaper Madness wasn't really scary, it was mostly funny. As I said, Frankenstein kind of scared me. Mostly for the whole taking the. Frank Sr. was trying to take organs out of people. That was scary. And the whole brain scene was kind of creepy. Stop the World, I Want to Goof Off. Now that one I found a little eh. It was okay. It was funny, just not scary. Treehouse of Horror 15. Now the Ned Zone was okay. I found it a little scary with the whole Hans Moleman death. Okay, 4 beheadings and a funeral. That segment. Sorry, I got gas. 4 beheadings and a funeral was a good segment in my opinion. I did scream a little during it, unlike most people. I found it one of the best segments of that year. Now, In the Belly of the Boss was the lamest of that year. That was the lame one. Sure, many people say that going inside someone is gross. I didn't really find it that gross. The only thing I found gross was Homer growing inside Mr. Burns. Treehouse of Horror 16. Now that one is one of my favorites of all time. The main reason? Each segment was good in my opinion. There were no stinkers in that year. Artificial Intelligence had one of the greatest storylines. I liked how Bart jumped out the window and tried jumping into the pool backwards. But he failed. And then after a while he woke up in the hospital after a long coma. His parents find David. It was a good segment. The one thing I really loved about it was the ending. Okay, Survival of the Fittest was also one of my favorites. That one I liked for the hilarity factor. I also kind of found it creepy when Homer went straight to cannibalism after just 6 hours. The thing I loved the most about it was the ending of that segment, where Marge hit Burns and Smithers with frying pans. That was kind of funny. I've grown a costume on your face. Now that one, the title kind of made no sense to me. I thought that's a lame title. But the plot itself was funny as heck. I mean, everyone turned into their costumes, especially the ones that were really funny. Like Homer's no head costume and Marge as a skeleton turned into a skeleton. That was kind of funny. Treehouse of Horror 17. Now, Married to the Blob was a kind of a scary segment in my opinion. It wasn't too scary. It was just on a scale of 1 to 10, it was about an 8. Y'all know when Gollum was the weakest of that year? A lot of people say it is, and I agree with them. If you don't think it was the weakest, then you're okay. Just comment down below and tell me so. The Day the Earth Looked Stupid was a great segment. It wasn't the best of that year, because I think Married to the Blob was the scariest of that year and the funniest. No. Treehouse of Horror 18. That was another year I really liked. Mainly for Mr. and Mrs. Simpson, but I'll get to that. E.T. Go Home was a good segment. I like how they parodied the movie E.T., which was a good movie in my opinion. I watched it a lot as a kid. I never watched Mr. and Mrs. Smith, but I did. The Mr. and Mrs. Simpson parody was great. I liked how they were trying to fight. I love the ending where they shot Skinner. That was funny. Heck House. Now that one I liked because of its horror factor. And I liked how they brought back the Devil Flanders. That was a great touch. I liked how they updated him in this version too. The Treehouse of Horror 19. Like many people, I didn't really like Untitled Robot Parody. It wasn't for this. It's not the same reason as most people. I think it was just it just wasn't horrific or funny. Well, it was kind of funny. How to Get Ahead in Advertising. Now that segment was a good segment. I liked it for the part with the music, the whole killing all the celebrities. That was kind of cool, especially the way he killed Prince. That was kind of like unique. The greatest segment. I mean, one of the good segments. No, the best segment in my opinion was It's the Grand Pumpkin. It's the Grand Pumpkin Millhouse. Sorry, I almost said the right title. Almost. But anyways, I liked it because it was kind of horrific. Especially the part where the Grand Pumpkin tried to eat the other people. Especially when it was scraping out parts of Skinner's brain. That's grossing me out right now. Okay. And I hate it, but the only thing I really hate about that segment, the Grand Pumpkin's racism. There we go, I couldn't think of the word. You had what 20? Now that year had two of the best segments, but it wasn't the best year. It wasn't like Treehouse of Horror 16, where every segment freaked me out or had some good quality. Dial M for Murder. Now that was that was the first of the two scary segments. I mean, it was scary because, with the title, there was a lot of murder. I liked how Bart tried to get Lisa to do crisscross, and how Lisa could have killed Edna by slicing her head off with I don't know what the thing was called anymore. But, it was kind of funny. Don't Have a Count Mankind. Now that freaked me out. Especially with the whole meat-fed meat thing. Oh, ugh. I'm glad I don't live in that kind of world. I'm glad that there's no such thing as meat-fed meat in this world. Well, I mean, there might be, but not like with cows. Okay. Then there's No Business Like Mo Business. That was a good segment. I like the singing, and I love the stage plot. The only thing I really didn't like about it was how they kind of made Homer gay, which is that's something I do in fanfics, but I only do that for fun. I would never do it for a plot. I mean, I do it for plot in my stories, but that's it. I wouldn't do it for a plot on the show. Okay, Treehouse of Horror 21. War and Peace was a great segment. It was a great play on. I didn't really get how. I never seen Jumanji, so I didn't know how it was related. Okay, now the lamest segment for that year, of course, is Master and Cadaver. I mean, I didn't even find that one remotely good. It was like, if it was on a scale of 1 to 10 in terms of being good, it'd be a 1. Now, Tweenlight barely beats it. It's like a 4 in my opinion. The whole vampire thing wasn't that scary. The only, I've seen a little bit of, never seen Twilight, but my sister used to watch it when she was younger, so I think that's how I know what Twilight is. Anyway, the vampire kid was not that scary. It was kind of creepy how he wanted to bite Lisa just to keep her age. That was kind of creepy. But at the end, it was a good set. But it was a great Treehouse of Horror in the end, especially with the opening. Treehouse of Horror 22. Now, the first segment, so many people say that segment is either good or bad. I say it's a meh. It wasn't. I mean, the whole Homer getting bitten by the spider thing. Now, I love spiders. I'm not gonna lie, especially wolf spiders. Those are my favorites. And if you don't, and if I didn't talk about that with the myself video, I'm sorry. Anyways, the whole biting Homer thing I found kind of creepy. Well, not creepy, but lame. Sorry, wrong word. But anyways, and the whole part where it crawled in and out of his eye sockets, that was gross. Dial D for Diddley. Now that one, it wasn't scary, but it was unique. I mean, I've never seen the Dexter story it was based off of, but the story itself was good. Especially when he killed Mr. Burns. I was like, why would he kill Mr. Burns? I mean, especially before he worked for him, especially. In the Navi, a lot of people hate, but I liked it. I mean, I don't know, I'm not sure if I've seen Avatar, but I remember that, but if I have, I know that the story was good. And the Navi was pretty good too. I mean, sure, there was that gross part about the alien woman, the alien female carrying all those babies, and it looked kind of disgusting. But in my opinion, Treehouse of Horror 22's last segment was good. Treehouse of Horror 23. Now, the greatest story ever told. A lot of people say that's a good segment, but I say it's pretty lame. The only thing that I liked about it was I really didn't like anything about it actually. Unnormal Activity. Now that one was a good segment. I liked it for the fact of the ending. The whole part, I loved it because of the whole cinnamon, 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 cinnamon. I love that line. I also liked how kind of creepy it was. Now, Bart and Homer's Excellent Adventure. Many people say it's not scary, and I agree. Only thing I like about it is the hilarity factor. I mean, it was kind of funny, Bart going back in time and meeting younger Homer. And then the older Homers fought with the younger Homer to win Marge. They all won Marge in the end. That was good. Treehouse of Horror 24. Oh, the Place You Do. Okay, for a long time, I was not a fan of that one. I kind of found it a little overrated a lot. It wasn't until maybe this year, or late last year, that I started finding it funny and scary a little. I did like how they had a parody of Bob in that segment, too. You know, the guy that chopped off the head of the Christophorus, or whatever the hell that thing was called. That was kind of cool how they showed Bob. Now, Dead and Shoulders. Now, that was a good segment. I didn't really find it. I found it a little scary at the end. But other than that, I liked it because it was funny. And especially liked how Bart was connected to Lisa. That was kind of neat. Freaks No Geeks. Now that scared me with the whole Burns death. But the whole segment itself, I liked how there were so many freaks. You know, like Mo. I didn't understand the Mo factor though. I'm like, why would Mo be considered a freak? I mean, I know he's considered one outside of Treehouse of Horror, but he's not that freaky. He's kind of fun. He's normal compared to the rest of those freaks that were shown. Treehouse of Horror 25. School as Hell was my favorite segment in that year. Besides the others, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. Now, School as Hell, I liked for the whole, school hell school scenes. Found it kind of cool that Bart was more of a genius. Was great at that school than he was at his normal school. I like how Bart originally found Little Devil, the one that was from those comic books. I never read his comic book, so I don't know anything about him. And so I only liked I did like when they appeared in Mr. Burns' office, when they left the hell school. A Clockwork Yellow. Now that one I liked for funny reasons. It just wasn't the best segment of that year. It was kind of like the lamest in my opinion. If you're one who found it really, really good, comment down below. The Others is the other segment I wanted to talk about being good. That segment had some of the greatest, had the greatest storyline of all. Having the two versions of the family, I liked that. And I loved Homer's relationship between the two Marges. And I loved when the other Homer killed him with a toaster. I liked how Bart and Lisa fought at the end of the story. But I still don't understand how Maggie died. How did she even die in that segment? Okay. Treehouse of Horrors 26. Now that's a year I love talking about. Because as you know, that was the year Sideshow Bob first appeared in a Treehouse of Horrors segment as a major role. AKA in the first segment, Wanted Dead, Then Alive. One of the greatest segments in my opinion. And as you know, it's only one of the two that Bob's been in. I love that segment, for Bob. I also liked it for its plot. Bob killing Bart, finally, that was a great plan. So I thought that was the greatest plan I've ever seen for The Simpsons. Okay, Bob bringing him back to life, that kind of weirded me out. I was like, why would he keep killing him and bringing him back to life? That's kind of weird. I understand now that he did it because he wanted to keep killing him. I guess killing him is a passion of his. Okay, Homerzilla. That one, like King Homer, I never found funny. Or scary. Okay, Homerzilla I found a little funny. But I didn't find it I didn't find it scary. And Telepathic Glory, I like that one for the funny factor. That one was pretty funny. Lisa and Milhouse being the only two to get nuclear, powers was kind of weird. I was like, why didn't Bart get the nuclear powers? He was playing in the group too. And that makes no sense. Oh, wait. It kind of does make sense. I just got the reason why he didn't get powers. He has no brain. The other two got telepathy, and Bart has no mind to do telepathy, so that makes sense now. Treehouse of Horrors 27. Now, Dry Hard scared me. It didn't scare me. It really grossed me out a lot, especially with wearing the diapers on the head. And Moe using a dog to clean himself. I don't think that's wrong. And I have two dogs, so I know that's wrong. I wouldn't do that with my dogs. BFF RIP. That one scared me every time the character got killed. It really scared me with Janie, to be precise. I don't even understand. So the whole, I got after a while how the deaths happened with the whole Lisa's best friend Rachel thing. I don't know how she turned on the freaking lawnmower. How can an imaginary friend turn on live things? And how can they grab real life things? That makes no sense. Now, Moefinger, I like that for the ending, of course. But I found it pretty interesting. How Moe and the others that usually hang out at Moe's bar were all secret agents. And I found the whole Homer or Remo thing kind of neat. But what I like about the ending was how at the end they showed like so many Bobs. Like always, I like anything that features Bob. Oh, and with Treehouse of Horror 27, I like the intro too. Especially the whole fact that Bob was there. I love the whole Sideshow Bob! One of you guys! Frank Grimes! Who? I'm the guy who hated you! Hated you! No, I'm the guy who hated you, died from my hatred of you! Okay, Treehouse of Horror 27? Or 28, sorry, 28. The Sweets Hereafter wasn't really that big of a deal in my opinion. I found it a little funny, but it just wasn't that scary. The Exorcist I like for the scary factor. Having Maggie be the demon, that was kind of funny. Cordelisa was a okay segment. I've never seen Coraline, but based upon what I saw in Cordelisa, I'm betting it sucked. It would suck in my opinion, sorry. But, Homer, that's grossed me out and scared me. Homer eating himself? That just creeps me out. Every time Homer cut off a body part, I just found that so sick. And when it came down to his brain, farting his brain was the grossest thing. Okay, so I don't run out of time. Treehouse of Horror 29. The Treason of the Potty Snatchers was lame. It wasn't the best segment. What's the worst segment of that year? Okay, Multiplicity. That segment, unlike most people, I find scary. I really find Multiplicity scary. The deaths were horrifying. Now, geriatric park or geriatric, whichever you say. Either way, that segment was lame as well. It was only about the old folks turning into dinosaurs, so it sucked. Treehouse of Horror 30. I didn't really like Danger Things. I've never seen Stranger Things, but based upon how I hated Danger Things, I bet I'd hate Stranger Things. Heaven's Wife's Right. Now that was a good segment. I liked it because Homer kept turning into different characters. The one I really loved was Mr. Teeny. I also kind of found it. I think it would have been kind of funny if Homer had put himself in the body of Sideshow Bob. Wouldn't that have been neat? No, anyways. No, with When Harry Met Slimy. I like that one because I love the romance in it between Selma and was it Kang? I don't remember which one it was. But between Selma and I think Kang was really cute, and then the ending was funny where they ended up on that planet and they're like, "Are you enjoying the honeymoon?" And it was and they were like, they didn't like it because it was hot. Treehouse of Horror 31. Now, Toy Gory was my favorite segment of 31. I liked it because it made me fear I love Toy Story. Hell, I love the whole Toy Story franchise. Can't wait for Toy Story 5, by the way. Anyways, I found it really scary. Especially the way Bart was treating the toys. Now, like most people, Into the Homerverse was not scary to me. It was but in my opinion, it was a good segment because it was funny. And it had a good song to it. And I like the different Burnses as well. Now, B9 Rewind, now that was my favorite of that year. It kind of reminds. I know most people say I know it's based off a Russian doll, but I say it's also kind of based off another new movie, or somewhat new movie, Happy Death Day. If you've ever seen it, comment and tell me if you think it's like it, because I think it is. If you don't think it's like it, comment below as well. Now, Treehouse of Horror 32. Barty. Now that one made me remember Bambi, and I hate that, and I hate crying over that movie. I don't hate crying over it because it's bad. I hate crying over it because it's sad. Now, Bong Joon Ho's this side of Parasite. Now that was an okay segment. I liked it for the drama. Nightmare on Elm Tree. That one sucked. It was just about trees taking over. I was like, that's stupid. Now the Telltale Bart. I like the letters I like the whole things he did for each month. I still wonder what December was. So, I mean, I loved all of the month stories. I just really want to know what December would have been. And Dead Ringer, that was the best segment of that year. I mean, I love TikTok, but I don't know if TikTok would really be used to post anything scary. Now, Treehouse of Horrors 33. Now, the first segment, in my opinion, was the scariest. And I think it's the scariest of all time, in my opinion. The Puka Duke really scared me. I mean, I felt so bad for Maggie. Marge turned into a demon? Death Tome? That one was a good segment. I mean, I love the anime style. I've seen a few animes, but I'm gonna have to watch Death Note soon. See if it's anything like, to see what's so great about it. Simpsons World, in my opinion, was a great segment. I just didn't understand why they didn't show Bob at all in that segment. They should have showed at least one Bob. I did like seeing the Hank character walking around. Okay, Treehouse of Horror 34. Wild Barts can't be broken. Can't be token, sorry, misread. That was a good segment and all, but it wasn't as great as the one that followed. Now, 8, on the other hand, that one I liked. I loved it because Bob finally, because that was the one where Bob killed Bart in the Cape Fear parody, which was good. I also liked how he tried to help Lisa. The only thing I didn't like about it, the deaths, especially Sideshow Bob's. I was like, why would you do that? That's so stupid. I mean, I love Bob. Oh, and I gotta tell you, in that episode, I think Bob looks super sexy in the future. Sorry, I had to bring that up. Now, another lame segment, in my opinion, was Loud Break. I mean, it was like, what the hell? That's stupid. Turning everyone into Homer. That's dumb. Now, Treehouse of Horror 35. The information rage was was not really a good segment. Wait, what was the information rage? I don't even remember what that one was. That the one about? I think that was the one about the whole internet, but I don't remember. Yeah, that was the one about the internet. So yeah, that one was a good segment. But the Fall House and Monty, that was a funny segment. I found it a little scary with each jump scare, but the killing his workers, did not like that. Now Denim, I found that one funny. That one was a hilarious segment. I mean, I found it kind of scary when the Denim jeans tried to kill Marge, but it wasn't really total scary. Now, Treehouse of Horror 36. The Last Days of Crisco was, as I've seen it just recently. Treehouse of Horror 36, I mean. Last Day of Crisco, that was a good segment. The one things I really didn't like about it was, as you know, I barely remember it now. Oh, yeah, no, I remember. No, I don't. Sorry, I barely remembered last night because I slept. Know what I remember, but I do remember Clown Night with the devil. That one I liked for the whole devil factor and how the devil tried to took over Mr. Teeny, then Ralph. But then when it got out of Ralph, I like how it almost killed Krusty, but instead took Bart. Especially like how it made Bart have to learn, which I believe would be really scary. And Plastic World, now that one was a weird premise. I mean, everybody living in a world full of plastic, that's weird. And if you want, if you want me to talk about the two non-Treehouse of Horror segments that kind of that were related to Treehouse of Horror, aka Knotted and Simpsons This Way Cometh, you tell me in comments. Anyways, thank you. Like, subscribe, comment below what you want me to talk about next. Follow me on all sorts of sites, including X at Ababeka Lover, Facebook was Rebecca Irwin. And follow me on Instagram at Miss Bobecca. Well, also read my fanfiction. Look up Bobecca Forever 4698. Also look me up on DeviantArt with SonicFan0022. Haven't updated myself yet. Anyway, thank you for watching. Subscribe, comment, like, and I'll see you next time.